Governor Zabima warns against inciting Imolites. Enugu government debunks building Islamic Center. "74 parties lose registration set to battle INEC in court." Matthias Sanz Martinez at Spanish Open. Good evening, welcome to MCL News. I am Ruth Hans. Thanks for joining us. And Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has warned against inciting members of the public against the government. Uzodinma handed down the warning while receiving hundreds of members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, who came on Solidarity March. Uzodinma said his warning was for them to allow the state move forward in providing good governance to Imolites. He assured that under his administration there will be no discrimination in Imo State. And the Imo State government has approved immediate implementation of a 30,000 naira minimum wage in the state public service. A release issued by the Chief Press Secretary, Media Advisor to Governor Hope Uzodinma, Ogurike Nwachukwu, said the payment of the minimum wage will be for the least paid worker on grade level 1, step 1. The release said consequential adjustments on other levels will be implemented as soon as the ongoing government labor negotiations are concluded. Recall that at a recent meeting, Governor Uzodinma had with labor leaders in the state promised the payment of the 30,000 minimum wage if all the negotiations with them are concluded. And the Enugu State government has debunked reports on social media alleging that it is constructing an Islamic center in Uwani, Enugu. This is coming after the Christian Association of Nigeria can also dismissed the rumor as unfounded. In a statement by the Commissioner for Information, Mayolugo Chidiaro, the state government described the allegation as unfortunate, malicious, wicked, and false, stating that there is no truth in the said story. The Information Commissioner added that the story is only aimed at distracting the state government from its widely acclaimed determination to deliver massive infrastructural development and good governance to the people of Enugu State. I also pointed out that the state government, in keeping with its commitment to open and transparent governance, always abides by strict measured due process in the approval of any government project and expenditure. He said the people of the state are briefed regularly on projects the state government approved for execution, as well as the financial value of such projects, such as a recent approval for the construction of a modern Christian worship center in the government house, Enugu, the first of its kind since the creation of the old Anambra state. While calling on the public to disregard the false allegation, the Commissioner maintained that the state government will continue to do all within its powers to ensure positive development in the state and encourage harmonious coexistence of all residents. The proposed Ebonyi State Airport project has continued to breed conflict between the indigents of the state, as the Association of Ebonyi State Indigents in Diaspora are said to have condemned in strong terms the statement credited to Eza Extraction in support of the state government. To be found are the Eza indigents under the auspices of Eza Ezekuna stakeholders for threatening the peasant farmers whose ancestral lands have been forcefully acquired by the Ebonyi State government for the airport project without consenting and resettling them. The Eza Ezekuna stakeholders had in the said communique late January passed a vote of confidence on the state government for forcefully taking over the ancestral land of the peasant farmers for the controversial airport project. However, reacting to the communique in a statement issued in Abuja by SEED spokesman Ambassador Pascal Oluchukwu, the association described the intervention by the Oza Ezekuna stakeholders as sycophantic. And over the years, many lives have been claimed by the activities of insurgents, kidnappers and bandits in many parts of the country. And this has compelled many Nigerians to put the political leadership in the country under pressure to end the killings. MCLtv went to town to feel the pulse of residents of Aba on the issue. The report.
Insecurity is a major problem against the corporate existence of Nigeria. These affect development in many facets of human endeavor within the states and communities of the Federation. Insecurity ranges from Boko Haram activities to kidnapping and banditry. There is no Nigerian state that has not been affected by insecurity. The respondent who spoke to MCL News expressed displeasure over the recent killings and most pathetic, the killing of CAN president in Michika, Adamawa State, Lawan and Demi.
One of the major causes of this insecurity is unemployment. Now you look at cybercrime, which is the major problem we are facing now. How can we come? Many of these people that are in this cybercrime is because of unemployment, so they cannot do anything. Kidnapping, you see, many of them are graduates from higher institutions. So now what are they saying? What can we do to earn their living? From there, they start thinking in the negative form.
The society presently, there is hunger in the land. So people try either by hook or by crook to find what to eat. Once there is hunger in the land and the bad guys notice that there are lapses in the security arrangement, they'll strike and try to make a living. People don't care how people make money. Immediately you make money now, you are given a chieftaincy title, or you go to church, you are made one, you give one post on the other. So there is moral decadence in the society, both in church and in villages. People don't care again how you make your money.
To curtail the spate of killings in the country, the respondents said there must be intelligence gathering and sharing by security operatives. They equally called for reshuffling of the service chiefs. They called for implementation of policies, economic empowerment and provision of social amenities.
Employment is the underlying factor. They should sanitize the environment. Recruit more forces that will look into this insecurity. The forces we are having here are not doing much. Even the youth, the local youth should be employed. Even you make them to be secure.
Stopping it means taking them off from their belief. So until their leaders call them to order and say enough is enough. Not only that, their leaders will also preach to them to abandon their expansionist ideology.
They further called on states to set up its local security outfits to protect its citizens from both internal and external aggressions.
So the SA should be involved, the youth should be involved. Make the youth the police. Tell them, cover this place, pay them well. You will see this rate of insecurity will reduce.
Both states, regional, should organize themselves and defend themselves. If individuals can hire a guard, in our respective homes we have security guards. There is no home in Aba or in other states that you don't have people guiding. Why wouldn't government ask you to remove those people? In the north, they have their own local vigilante groups. In other states, we have Ministry for Internal and Internal Security. So why would somebody ask you not to provide security for yourself?
The respondents further urged citizens to partner with security agencies by providing useful information to them. Stella Okechukwu, MCL News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission on Thursday registered 74 political parties on the grounds that they failed to meet requirements for party registration. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who released names of the registered political parties at a press conference in Abuja, also said 18 parties made the list of registered parties in the country. The registered political parties are which reacted angrily to INEC's decision, said it was subsidies, saying that they would take legal action against the commission. Among the registered parties are the National Conscience Party, which was established by the late human rights lawyer Gani Fawemi San, Kowa Party, and the United People's Party. They also include Pastor Chris Okotie's Fresh Democratic Party, People's Trust, whose presidential candidate was Benga Olawepo Hashim, the Advanced Allied Party, the All Blending Party, the Advanced Congress of Democrats. Others are the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, the Alliance for Democracy, the All Grassroots Alliance, the All Grand Alliance Party, the Advanced Nigeria Democratic Party, the Alliance for New Nigeria, among others. According to INEC, 18 successful parties are the Accord Party, the Action Alliance, Omoyele Shore's African Action Congress, the African Democratic Congress, the All Progressive Congress, the All Progressive Grand Alliance, and the Allied People's Movement. Others are Labour Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, the National Rescue Movement, the People's Democratic Party, the People's Redemption Party, the Social Democratic Party, the Young Progressive Party, and the Zenith Labour Party. At the press conference, Yakubu said the Commission had fixed the governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states for 19th of September and 10th of October, respectively. He explained that the Brute Party registered after 2019 general elections would continue to exist. Yakubu said the Commission deregistered the 74 political parties because they breached requirements for party registration. One of the breaches given to him was the failure to win at least 25% of the votes cast in one state of the Federation in the presidential election, or 25% of the votes cast in one local government election of a state in the governorship election. And the federal government yesterday set a 2-month deadline for marketers and dealers of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG), also known as cooking gas, to weed out illegal and roadside dealers amongst themselves. Zonal Operations Controller of the Department of Petroleum Resources (DPR), Engineer Abubakar, stated this in Abuja at the DPR Annual General Stakeholders Meeting for the 2019 fiscal year. Abubakar said the department had reached an agreement with the LPG retailing group of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas (NUPENG) on the need to weed out unregistered and unlicensed cooking gas dealers. He stated that the LPG retailers group will, within the 2-month period, undertake a sensitization exercise among cooking gas sellers and compel those illegally dealing in the commodity to regularize their operations. The DPR Zonal Operations Controller urged the dealers to obtain the necessary licenses and permits or risk sanctions after the expiration of the grace period. And the family of Dr. Jidewa Boys Osman has thrown a surprise party for their father. The birthday celebration took place at the Jibrin Model School Hall. MCLtv covered the celebration, of which HDD reports.
Birthday celebrations are happy moments to appreciate the gift of adding a new year to one's life. It is also a joyous moment used to thank God for His mercy in witnessing a new age. On the mood of the day, the family of Dr. Jidewa Boys Osman decided to organize a surprise birthday party for their father as he clocked 60.
I celebrate him today not because I have plenty of money, but I just want to appreciate him for his goodness. He's a special man. He's really nice to me and my children. That's why I select him. I spent my last month to make him this surprise. And I thank God that all the plans went well. Nobody could disagree.
Family and friends also expressed delight while thanking God for such opportunity. They spoke well of the celebrant.
My dad is a wonderful person. Right from one way as well. Always goes out of his way to take care of us. Bible with him up to this stage. And this birthday is just a way to thank him. And just one of the ways to thank him, because obviously I will thank him for many ways.
I wish him more years, like 150 years, and let him live more longer to live more from his labor. I'm so happy. And I wish that God would give him many more days. It's a wonderful milestone and it's not easy. So we thank God for his life and we pray for many more years upon his head. So we came to celebrate with them.
The wife, by virtue of what she did today, is equally a good person. I've not been too close to the wife, but I've been too close to her. He's a very good person. I wish that he would see his children and his grandchildren and children's children's children. The day will get up to 90 and beyond.
God, who has started this good work in his life, to bring it to completion, and that he and the family will go from strength to strength, and that God will continue to bless them and direct them. Amen.
The celebrant, who was surprised by his family members who organized the birthday ceremony, expressed his gratitude to his friends and well-wishers.
So good, I'm overwhelmed. What happened? What is still happening? A lot of friends are coming from far and near. My friends have gone there for some years. Just came to me. Surprisingly, I didn't invite them. The family that organized and invited them. I pray that God will continue to guide the family. I want you to know that to extend the peaceful coexistence in my family to other families, so that some of them will enjoy what I've done to please today.
The event featured cutting of birthday cake, refreshment, dance, and exchange of gift items. Of Free Church Today, MCL News.
And still to come on MCL News, United States sends missile to Iraq over killing of 8 persons in fresh protest. Motaya Stans Martinez as Spanish Open. Details of these and more after the break. Please stay with us.
Painful is it we the members of Chief Onyema Amara family of Amago Akbugeze in Oji River local government area of Enugu State with heavy heart painfully announced the exit of our son, brother, husband, father, uncle, nephew, late Tobias Chukwukere Amara Owele Onire, which sad event occurred on 5th January 2020, aged 54. Burial arrangement, Monday, 10th February 2020, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Service of songs at his Aba residence, number 26 Weke Street, Omongase Aba. Wednesday, 12th February 2020, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Service of songs at his residence, Amago Akbugeze. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Night of Tributes at the same venue. Thursday, 13th February 2020, 7:30 a.m. Body leaves the mortuary at Achali to his residence at Amago Akbugeze. 8 a.m. Body arrives his residence at Amago Akbugeze for Lion Estate. 9:30 a.m. Body arrives Emmanuel Anglican Church at Akbugeze for a funeral service. 12 noon. Interment at late Sir Tobias C. Amara's compound. Condolence visits and reception follows immediately after interment. Friday, 14th February 2020, condolence visits continue. Sunday, 16th February 2020, Thanksgiving service at Emmanuel Anglican Church at Akbugeze. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Signed, Sir Cyril N. Amara for the family.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCLtv is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at mbcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Aba. MCLtv,
the world in your home.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use top rank insecticide.
Top rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves top rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use top rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600 milliliter can and 300 milliliter can. Top rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813 111 2348 or 090 960 22577. Top rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
Welcome back, and you're still on to MCL News. Thanks for staying with us. And now, for news, United States Secretary of State Mr. Mike Pompeo had reacted to the killings of 8 protesters in Iraq on Wednesday. In a statement on Thursday evening, Pompeo called on the Iraqi government to take immediate steps to prosecute those responsible for the death. Pompeo has called on the government to immediately address the protesters' legitimate grievances, and the killing happened when supporters of radical cleric Muqtada al-Sadr stormed an anti-government protest camp in the southern city of Najaf. He told the Iraq government to bring to justice to the militias, thugs, and vigilante groups in Najaf and other cities for attacks against Iraqis exercising their right to peaceful protests. It was reported that no fewer than 20 others were wounded in the violence, which followed attempts by al-Sadr's supporters to clear the camp. United States Secretary of State Mr. Mike Pompeo has reacted to the killings of 8 protesters in Iraq on Wednesday. In our talking sports, Nigeria's Olajide Omotayo stormed back from the brink of defeat to record a comeback win over homeboy Guillermo Martinez at the ITTF Challenge Spanish Open. The Lagos State-born star, who has been inconsistent since winning the 2019 Africa Games, showed quality to advance to the second round at the tournament. Jonaji has details of the story.
Olajide Omotayo was emerged from exiting the tournament, but he regained his form to silence the home fans. Despite taking the first set easily at 11-6, Omotayo considered the next 3 games to the Spaniard at 9-11, 9-11, 7-11. Trailing 3-1, the Nigerian, seeded number 8 in the men's singles, knew that his stay at the competition was about to come to an end if he did not improve his performance. Omotayo changed tactics and won the last 3 games 11-2, 11-9, 11-4 to win 4-3 in memorable comeback. But what would have been a battle between 2 African brothers was halted yesterday as Egypt's Khalid Ansari was beaten by United States' Michel Lavinsky 4-2. This means Omotayo will now face the American in the second round of the tournament. Nigeria's senior women basketball national team, the Tigress, took a bold step towards securing a 2020 Olympic Games ticket after recording a victory against Mozambique, 85-51 points. On the night that all the 12 players on the roster scored at least 2 points. Promise Amukamara was the one who led the team with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 assists. Rebound queen Evelyn Akato picked up 7 and scored 9 points. Team captain Adora Elono had 10 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals with 100% records from her 2-point attempts, while Ezine Kalu recorded 11 points and 5 assists. Although Mozambique started like a house on fire in the first quarter to lead Nigeria 19-18, heading into the second quarter. It was all about the coach Otis Hewley-led team immediately the second quarter resumed. The team stepped up its game with some solid defensive play and full court press to frustrate their fellow African opposition, as they dominated the rest of the quarters 23-9, 15-13, 19-10 to enjoy a 34-point victory. Although the team has technically qualified for Tokyo 2020, a ticket will be officially guaranteed if US beat Mozambique in the next group game tomorrow. Nigeria will now face host Serbia tomorrow. Three-time Paralympic gold medalist Lucy Ejike delivered a gold medal for Nigeria in the senior women's up to 61 kg at the 2020 World Powerlifting Board Cup holding at the Abuja International Conference Center in the Federal Capital Territory. The current world champion lifted 135 kg to claim the gold medal ahead of Gourani Fatma of Egypt, who lifted 116 kg for silver, while another Nigerian, Komo Maraya, settled for bronze with a lift of 100 kg. Nigeria dominated the women's up to 45 kg category, with Latifat Tijani set new African record in both her second and third attempts. She successfully lifted 105 kg in her first, lifted 110 kg in the second, which became an African record. In the Nigeria Professional Football League matches for this weekend, Adamawa United will tackle Heartland FC. In a clash of the Titans in Uyo, Akwa United will play host to Enugu Rangers. Dakada FC will battle Plateau United. In Aba, it will be a clash of two Abia State-owned clubs as Enyimba faces Abia Warriors. Jigawa Golden Boys will be up against Nasarawa United. Katsina United will square up against Warriors. Lobby Stars in Makurdi will file out against Wiki Tourists. Mountain of Fire Ministries FC will go head-to-head with Kano Pillars. Rivers United will face Kwara United in Port Harcourt, while Sunshine Stars of Akure will tackle Ifanyoba. Anthony Joshua's next fight is likely to be at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, according to promoter Aidan Hearn. The British heavyweight 30, who defeated Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia in December, is expected to take on Bulgarian Kubrat Pulev in June. Joshua last fought in the capital in September 2018 when he beat Alexander Povetkin at Wembley Stadium. Jonah Oje, MCL News.
And that is the size of our news package for this evening. But before we go, a recap of our main stories. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has warned against inciting members of the public against the government. The Enugu State government has debunked reports on social media alleging that it is constructing an Islamic center in Owani, Enugu. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Thursday registered 74 political parties on the grounds that they failed to meet requirements for party registration. And in the world of sports, we brought to report that Nigeria's Olajudo Matthias turned back from the brink of defeat to record a comeback win over homeboy Guillermo Martinez at the ITTF Challenge Spanish Open. The Lagos State-born star, who has been inconsistent since winning the 2019 African Games, showed quality to advance to the second round at the tournament. And that was news. Thanks for sharing your time with us. Please join us at 11 p.m. for our news update and do stay tuned for Agakoa. I am Rifo Hans from me. It's good night.